today I wanted to show you how to take one Google form and create 3 quizzes quickly and easily. I'm going to show you how to make this multiple version quiz using one form. I'm going to show you how to shuffle the questions to reduce the urge for students to copy. Also, I'm going to show you how to assign it randomly. Automatic grading we'll go over, and some shortcuts that are going to save you time. Hello, I am MrsPTarleton, all about technology, teaching, and treasures. So let's head on over to our Google form, get a blank Google form. First thing I want to do is head on over to the settings, set some of these things up. That's going to save us time. So go into settings. We are going to make this a quiz. I don't like releasing any grades. I'll do it later. I don't want them to know the missed questions, but that's an option you may want them to have, or the correct answers. So right here, points, set it to however many points you want all of your questions to have. Or if most of them are 1 point and then you have 1 or 2 that are different, I would set this to 1 point. This will set the point value for all of them, and then you can just adjust a couple of questions in the form. Right here, I want it to collect email addresses. I don't want them editing, and I want it one time only. If you wanted to show a progress bar, you could do that here. This is where we're going to shuffle the question order. Now, because we're going to do multiple versions, the good thing about this, it's only going to shuffle in that section. You want to change the confirmation message, it'll say your response has been recorded, or you can change it. Just click edit, type your new message here and save it. I'm not going to show a link to submit another response because they're only taking it one time. So leave those off. Coming down here, some form defaults. Once you set these up, these will be set for every time you open up Google Forms. Collect email addresses. I always like that to happen. And setting this as a default to be required, that way no one misses everything, and it'll save me some steps when creating my quiz. Now that we've got our settings set up the way we like, everything looks good, head on over to the questions. Up here, let's title the form. This is going to be my Disney quiz. Whatever you type up here in the title, if you click here on the title form, it will give it the same name. Here it will ask the students for their email address, and my first question I always ask is, what period do they have me? If you just start typing the numbers 1, it will come up with an autofill up through 5. If you need to add period 6, just click here and you can type it in, and then just go to the X to delete any of the ones that you don't need. Notice it automatically came up required because of our presets. It also came up with a point value. Because this is not part of the quiz, you can edit that and change that, and it has the answer key. So click on answer key and change this to 0. Click done, it will save. Click on the plus, first name. Notice it automatically made it required. It also gave it a point, but let's change that. And click on done. I want one also for last name, so if I go right here to duplicate, it'll duplicate this slide. I just have to change first to last. Left it no points, and it's required. Perfect. The next question, this is where the randomization comes in. As my students enter the classroom, I will be handing them a playing card, and I'm going to have them choose which suit they have. So I'm only going to have 3 quizzes, so I'm going to only use 3 of the suits, hand it to the students, and then they'll pick that here. If you're not in person, or if you don't have playing cards, in the past I've asked them things like, what is your favorite animal? And I've given them 3 options, 4 options, however many quizzes you have, list the options. You can do that as well. I'm going to type in red heart, and I'm going to give them the image so that they know exactly what they're looking for in case they're a little confused. So now the students have the words and a visual image. Here's another one. We're not going to be getting any points for this, so change this to 0 points. Scroll down here and click done. So this is the first section. All the students are going to do this section. This section right here, we're going to come back to it, the one with the card, because remember I said this is how they're going to randomly go to a different quiz. So now I'm going to add another section. Notice now we have another section. I can click on this again, add a third section. That's only our second testing section, because remember section 1 is just the introduction, getting to know their name and what period they're in. So one more section. Now we have 3 quizzes. So I'm going to title these. If I double click, this is my first version. I can highlight this. Control C will copy. Highlight this. Control V will paste. Then I can change just one letter, one number. Same thing here. So there we have our 3 versions. Now we just need to add some questions. So right here, first question, what year did Disneyland open? So I'm going to list the multiple choice options because I want my test to be automatically graded. Once you put in your responses, notice because we have this set up to be 1 point, if you wanted it worth more, you would just click on answer key and you can change the point value here. And this is also where you click on the correct answer and then click done. If you would rather have something that you would grade, you could of course not give multiple choice and just have it short answer response, but then you would have to go in and grade each one. So this quiz, everything's going to be multiple choice. If you had a question that was multiple response, let's go ahead and add a question. Go right here. If it's more than one answer, you want to have a checkbox option. Still giving 1 point. Click on the answer key, click on the correct answers, and click done. So I'm going to race ahead so I can show you the next step. We've got all of the quiz. The different sections are in there with the different questions. Everything's good. It's all there. All the questions are required because we set that up automatically. Go back up to where those playing cards were, or if you had multiple questions that you asked. This is the section that's going to take them to their version of the test. So you can have 3 questions here, whatever you want them to be. Click on that section, go right here to these 3 dots. Go to section based on answer. So this one, the heart, I'm going to have it go to Disney Trivia version 1. This one will go to version 2. And this one will go to version 3. So if the student chooses red heart, when they push enter or next, it's going to automatically take them to version 1. So because this is not the last section in the quiz, and you don't want your students, once they finish this last question, you don't want them going to the next section. Here it says after section 2, continue to the next section. Click on the down arrow and we want it to go to submit form. Let's do the same thing for version 2 quiz. We don't want them to go to section 3. We want them to go to submit form. And version 3 is our last one. So you don't have to put anything. It's automatically going to go to submit form. It has nowhere else to go. Right here up at the top, you can see that you have a total of 11 points because this is all 3 versions. So go to send, copy the link, and you can share this through whatever learning management system you have. You can create a QR code, however it is that you want to do this quiz. And when your students log in, this is what they're going to see. So as they walk in the door, you're going to be handing them their card. So notice up here, it already collected the email address, but then it asks you to type it in. Type in your last name. The students will type in their first name, and then it will ask them which card did you get when you came in. So they would choose whichever one they got. When they go to next, it will automatically take them to the correct version. They go through, they answer the questions, and then once they're done, they submit the form. Going back to the original form, notice there is one response. Once all your students have responded, you will see the summary of their answers here. If you want more data, you would go up here and create a spreadsheet. Hope this video will save you some time creating multiple quizzes for your students. Remember, step out, be uniquely wonderful you, and have a great day.